Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah of Horror and I review movies, TV shows and anything I find interesting. So if that's your thing, hit the subscribe button. But today I have something, I don't know if it's special, but I was like, Butler, what have I watched during the last few weeks that would be interesting to talk about? And he was like, what about that, Stephen King film? I was like, which Stephen King film? He's like, that 3 hour one with kind of aliens and stuff. I was like, you mean the Tommyknockers? And he was like, hell yes. You see how excited he got? Yeah. Yeah. So he's talking about the Tommyknockers. And I was like, you know what? Maybe, yeah, sure. Oh yeah, today I'm going to talk about the Tommyknockers. Oh, the Tommyknockers. It's from 1993. It's starring Jimmy Smith, Marge Helgenberger. I I have read the book. I have it right here. It's a brick. When I first was reading it, I was like, it's a brick. But I remember when I was 12, I used to read all the Stephen King novels in English. I live in Sweden, and I read everything in English, and his books were like this thick. I was like, why not? So 3 months ago, I started reading Tommyknockers, and I was like, yeah, why not? So it kind of reminded me of when I was reading his books when I was a teenager. And I do remember watching this film when I was, I don't know how, how young I was, but a few years back. And I wanted to read this book and then rewatch the film again, and that's exactly what I did. What is this movie even about? It's about this woman, Roberta Anderson, or Bobby Anderson as she called in the book. She is a writer. She writes novels, books, whatever. Yeah, she's a kind of famous writer in the town of Haven. And one day she stumbles upon this kind of metal thing, which she thinks has something to do with aliens, like a spaceship or whatever. And she stumbles upon that, and the whole town kind of knows about it somehow telepathically. And then the whole town just goes bananas, and they unleash powers that they didn't even know they have. And her former friend, lover, Jim Gardner, comes back to her life, and everything kind of unravels from there on. Yeah, so another Stephen King novel that deals with a town that has something weird happening to them. I'm thinking of desperation and other things like that. The mist, like something weird is happening to a town that affects everyone. That's kind of a lot of the themes that these Stephen King novels deal with. So yeah. So I was looking forward to rewatching this because I wanted to see how it differs from the book. And I mean, the TV movie is kind of like 3 hours, so I rewatched it with Andres. And I mean, the rewatch was kind of nice. It wasn't boring. And I mean, it does differ somehow from the book, I have to say. But the best thing about the film is that even though it is kind of 3 hours, it doesn't feel like 3 hours. It feels a lot less. So that is a positive. Marge Helgenberger is always a nice addition to whether it's CSI or this film. She always does a good job. She performs. And also the guy Jimmy who plays Jim Gardner, I know him from Dexter, but he does a good job in this one as well. And this movie has actually him being too drunk and jumping out of a window and just landing on the ground, which was kind of a funny side effect. I don't know if it was intentionally funny, but in the film it was kind of funny. But his character is kind of tragic and kind of hopeful at the same time. So I kind of like that for his character, because we as an audience, we're like, well, at least his character kind of induces some form of hope in this town that has gone completely bananas. But yeah, his character is some form of hope, because we are told to believe that he is the sane one. He will make everything amazing. Or maybe he will make this town come to the town's senses, so to speak. So we are like automatically, or I don't know, secretly, like rooting for him, or I was at least. So that kind of coincides with the book. So that kind of keeps in touch with what the book is trying to convey. And also, I know this book is like 900 pages or something like that. So, of course, it's sectioned into like three parts. But honestly, when I read this book, it kind of went by really quickly. I read it like on my way and home to work. So, to work, going home from work. So, yeah, I kind of read this book pretty quickly. And I have to say that what I'm most disappointed about is kind of the ending, because the book had much cooler ending than what the film actually was. I mean, they do show the kind of, because this film deals with the alien kind of stuff. It deals with a spaceship. It deals with like a foreign species landing on our Earth, and we are speaking in a different kind of telepathically language with them. And I did like that in the book, but in the film it was a bit different, and it was a bit disappointing, even though I like the way that these Tommyknockers look. I love it. I think it could have been utilized a bit more. So yeah, I mean, the ending could have been so much better. The effects could have been, oh my, it could have been so much better. But I am happy that I at least changed some stuff in the film versus the book. Some things in the book were a little bit too depressing, I guess, dealing with like animals and things like that, regarding that, of course. But I mean, to be fair, the book is a lot. Like, a lot is happening in the book, a lot of characters, a lot of things. But I have to say that I'm kind of disappointed in like one kill, because in the book they have someone being killed by a soda machine in a quite graphic way. So I was just looking forward to watching this, and I was like, uh, that is coming. It has to be coming, right? And my friend I was watching with Iris, he's like, that's coming, right? And I was like, I mean, I hope so. Like, that was kind of the best kill in the book. And it didn't happen. It didn't happen like in the way it was in the book. And we were both kind of disappointed. So yeah, it didn't happen like in the book. And that would have been the best kill in the film if they would just follow the book to a T. But they didn't. So I was a bit let down. But still, Marge and like every actor did a really good job. Like, they portrayed the characters, they portrayed the roles, they understood the assignment. So I can't really complain about those characters at all. But I wish that they could have had more graphic kills just the way they were intended in the book. Because in the book, they were so good. Like, when I was reading it, I was imagining it, and I was like, oh, this will look sick in a film. And I'm really looking to rewatch this film and just seeing that graphic kills. So that was just a bit of a letdown. But, you know, but honestly, watching the film, the 3 hours just kind of swept away really quickly. So that was, a benefit. But I wish they had kept that one graphic kill in the book. But I mean, they kind of introduced all the characters pretty quickly. Of course, I mean, they had to cram in a lot of things in a short amount of time. So of course it would be quickly. But honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing this, like, if Netflix would have made a series of this today, like a 6 part or a 10 part, I wouldn't mind it at all. Just keep that one graphic kill, please, with the soda machine. That would have been amazing. Because in the book, I was just imagining the worst things, and I would have really wanted to see that in the Tommyknockers. But I can't complain too much. I like the characters, the actors did a really good job, and I mean, on board the spaceship was kind of cool, but I wish the climax could have matched the film as well. But overall, it's still a fairly good Stephen King adaptation. And I'm glad I both read the book and rewatched the film. And let's see what I give this. I'm giving this one a 6 out of 10. Yeah, so 6 out of 10 for the Tommyknockers by Stephen King, but not the same director. But yeah, 6 out of 10, and it's okay. But still, a 6 out of 10 is an okay grade for a Stephen King book. And I'm glad I rewatched it. And of course, let me know in the comments what you thought about the film. And if you read the book, let me know how you think the book stacks out against the film. So yeah, thank you so much. And don't forget to like the video, comment something like Stephen King or something. And of course, subscribe if you haven't. See you in the next one. Bye.